Get your stuff and go. You've got till sundown." The guard's voice was sharp, flat, and void of compassion. An old man, his grey beard tangled and eyes weathered with years, slowly gathered a tattered sleeping bag and 2 duffel bags, his entire world. He didn't argue. He just nodded, his fingers trembling as he folded his blanket with the precision of a man who once had purpose. He mumbled, almost to himself, 10 years in this country's service, and this is how I go out. People passed him like scenery. A child pointed, but the mother yanked her away, whispering, "Don't look." No one saw who he was, not the city workers tossing his worn shoes into a garbage bag, not the building manager sweeping the benches clean with a clipboard and a deadline, certainly not the pedestrians stepping over him like cracked concrete. But this man wasn't just a homeless drifter. He was Sergeant First Class Henry Dobbins, a 2-war veteran, decorated, wounded, forgotten. 10 years of service, now reduced to sleeping under a flickering park lamp, clutching the only possession that still held meaning, a photo album filled with fading memories. As the sun dipped low and the shadows grew long, Henry sat on the curb, clutching that album. His hands shook as he opened to a photo, his unit somewhere in the desert, smiling despite the heat. A younger Henry stood beside another man, taller, cleaner cut. That man would become the reason this story changes. What no one in that park knew was that someone had been watching. A message had been posted in a small private veterans forum. One of the users shared a heartbreaking story. A homeless vet being evicted from a park bench with nowhere to go. The post included a name, Henry Dobbins. That name hit like a bullet to the chest for one man reading it, General Raymond Stratton. Retired, former commanding officer. The same man in that old photo. The man whose life Henry had saved in Kandahar when an IED ripped through their convoy and Henry, bleeding and half-conscious, dragged him out of the burning Humvee. Raymond hadn't seen Henry in decades, but when he saw that name, he knew what he had to do. As the sun faded completely, a sleek black SUV pulled up to the curb. Doors opened. Out stepped a tall figure in a dark blue blazer, military pins polished and gleaming under the streetlight. His white hair combed sharp, his eyes scanning until they landed on the man slouched by the curb. He walked straight to him and said, "Sergeant Dobbins." "Permission to sit?" Henry looked up slowly, his brow furrowed. Recognition flickered. "General Stratton," he whispered. "You saved my life once," the general said, his voice tight with emotion. "Now I'm here to return the favor." The entire park seemed to pause. The eviction crew froze mid-movement. Even the security guard shifted awkwardly. The general stood tall and firm. "This man is not trash. He's my brother in arms, and he's coming. With me." No one argued, no one dared. The general knelt, gently packed Henry's few belongings with care, and helped him into the SUV like he was a dignitary. For the first time in years, Henry sat in a seat with windows, wheels, and dignity. They didn't go to a shelter. They went home, to the general's home. A warm, quiet 2-story just outside the city, filled with framed photos, old medals, and the smell of roasted chicken. Henry had a room of his own, a real bed, a hot shower, a place at the table. "This isn't charity," the general told him that night. "This is repayment." For Kandahar, over the next few weeks, the general helped Henry apply for his overdue benefits. Got him VA health care. Helped him reconnect with his daughter, who hadn't known where he was. The beard came off, the eyes grew clearer. The shuffle in his step faded. Henry wasn't just surviving now, he was healing. Then came Veterans Day. The general brought Henry on stage at a local event. He placed a newly crafted medal around his neck, one not sanctioned by the Pentagon, but heavier in meaning, for honor beyond war. The crowd stood, applauded, many wiping tears. Henry's hands shook as he saluted. "I thought war took everything from me," he said quietly, "but it gave me something I never expected." Someone who remembered. Now, every morning, Henry waters a small garden behind the general's home. He hums old army songs under his breath. The general watches from the porch with a mug of coffee, the silence between them full of meaning. No words needed, because in a world that forgets its heroes, one came back. So no one who served their country should ever be forgotten, especially not by the country they served. When the world turned its back, one man chose to stand up and take his brother home. Before we wrap up this story, drop a comment and let us know where you're watching from. Don't just scroll, we're reading every single one. If this story touched you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know how you feel in the comments.